Welcome back to Steometry with Miss Steo. Today we're going to go over rational expressions with uncommon denominators. So an example of this type of problem would be up here, where we have two denominators that are not the same. They're uncommon or unlike. So I want to do another little story with you. So let's think about, this is going to be a little bit of a communism analogy, but roll with it. It works. Let's imagine one farm has 2 cows and 1 apple, or 1 grove of apples. The farm next door only has apples. They have a lot of apples, but they only have apples. They have no cows. And so what we want to do is make sure that everyone has the same cows and apples. So what we do is we take one of these cows, we're going to kind of put it over here, and then we're going to take 2 apples from this guy, put it over there, and now everyone has the same cows and apples. So what did we end up doing realistically? Well, we were kind of multiplying by what we needed. So this is similar to regular fractions, but slightly different. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to factor our denominators. So we're going to turn that into 4 times p minus 5. And then let's put our, oops, wrong one. 2 over that, plus sign. And then our p squared minus 8p plus 5. So if you don't remember how to do that, we're going to go through and think about our factors of 15. So I have 1 and 15. And I don't have 2 times anything, but I do have 3 times 5. And now I'm aiming for this -8 that's here. So I need 3 and 5, those are my options to get me to -8. So I'm going to need to add a -3 and a -5 to get me to -8. So that means when I do my, a little bit too thick, let's try it again. When I do my factoring, I'm going to go p minus 3 and p minus 5. Okay. So now I have p minus 6 on top. All right, so we're going to look at this and let's look for our cows first. So our cows are binomials. They're what's big. So I have a p minus 5 here and a p minus 5 here. Okay, so they each have a p minus 5. So when we go through and let's list out what we have. So we have a 4, a p minus 5, a p minus 3, and then p minus 5. So they both have a p minus 5. So I'm going to put a check next to that because both already have it. So the other cow, if you will, is our p minus 3. So I'm going to take my p minus 3 and I am going to be multiplying this guy down here by p minus 3. So now everyone is going to have a p minus 3. And then on the right side, they don't have a 4 over there. So I'm going to multiply that by 4. Okay. Now remember, just like 5th grade fractions, what we do to the bottom, we do the top. So if I'm multiplying down here by p minus 3, then I'm going to multiply up top with p minus 3. If I'm going to multiply down here with 4, I'm going to multiply up top with 4. Remember that fraction line is a grouping symbol, so it's going to create invisible parentheses, so I'm going to need to distribute that 4. So let's go into this. Let's do our distribution here. So we're going to do 2 times p minus 3, so that will be 2p minus 6. And I'm just going to do my numerators because my denominators are going to end up being exactly the same. So now I've got 4p minus 24. Okay, I need to combine that. So that needs, we're going to combine our like terms. So 2p and 4p are 6p. Negative 6 minus 24, I've got negative 30. And now automatically you should see that 6p minus 30 is going to give us, there's a common factor with 6 and 30. So let's just back out just a bit here. I'm going to create a little bit more room. Let's go like this. All right, so my new numerator. So this guy right here is going to become what this is up here. So we're going to replace that, but we're going to replace it in its factored form. So I'm going to go 6 and then p minus 5 all over. Now we're going to keep the individual pieces, so we're just going to list them. So I've got 4 p minus 3, p minus 5, and now I can cancel. We love this. I call it slash the trash. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get rid of this p minus 5, p minus 5. Now at this step, you could simplify that 6 over 4, but let's say that's a little bit confusing. It's hard for you to see. So we're going to do 6 over 4p minus 3. Now I can't do anything with this p minus 3 because it is grouped. But what I can do is simplify this fraction the way you normally would. So they can both be divided by 2, so I've got a 3 here and a 2 there. So final answer is going to be 3 over 2p minus 3. And we're going to leave that denominator factored because we end up using that when we graph our rational expressions or rational equations, rational functions, I should say. That becomes, that gives us information about our asymptote, which if you're not sure about asymptotes, they're coming. All right, I hope that helps with our cows and our apples, giving us uncommon, and now we have common denominators.